Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final of the final round of this match. Winner takes all in the last game for a place in the last 8 for 400 euros. This is the final phase. This is match 2. AndyDavo versus Jimmy Fantastic. I am playing in blue and Jimmy's playing in red. And we won't talk about fun factor. So Jim chooses to... No, I chose to kick here. Yeah, receive, sorry. I chose to receive in this one. And hopefully a perfect defense won't mess me up this time. Same setup for me. Don't get that. another solid D. Got me into trouble last time, so let's see if I can learn from my mistakes. Or if I'll continue to mess it up. No ball pickup, so decide to cover the ball. And there is a bit of a double screen. Now I think I might have got myself into a bit of bother already here. Because the wolf is vulnerable. So I think we probably need to go and put that in there, and then we need to step this guy forward.
Cheeky_Jimmy just cheered 100 bits. It's a good thing Andy covered up the quarterfinal draw, otherwise he might have given away the result.
Thanks very much, yeah. Yeah, this is a terrible fuck up again. I didn't solve it very well in the last round, and I don't think I've solved it very well here either. And the ball is very not safe. So I've gone for a loose net, and I expect to get punished for this. This is not very good. Because if you take down the flesh golem, which is very takedownable, you can then take down the wolf. If you take down the wolf, you can probably bully... Oh dear. You can then bully me a bit more as well. So that's 1 hit, 2 hits. And I'm going to give away a wolf hit as well. Yeah, 3 hits. So I've given away two hits too many. Luckily, only 2 of them got armor broken. So this could have been a tragic fuck up. But luckily was not. So immediately in my offense, I'm now this drive. This has not gone very well. Have to play ball safe. And steps in here, then he got 2 dice, and then the wolf just has to just not do anything. So leave it then. So now I get some of my team back. Jim has the choice. He can now press or he can stand back. I like pressing in the back here. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I think the idea that you could press here pretty hard and it would be pretty uncomfortable. But no, we're okay. Oh dear. So the first decision point here is, what are we going to do with this wolf? Because am I blitzing or am I blocking? And what am I doing with this wolf here? Because the moment, yes, the wolf gets to step forward, but it's going to get punched in the face again. So I chose to I remember standing this wolf up and thinking, well, I'm just going to stand it up and we're just going to just see what happens. We're going to end up blitzing this guy off, I hope, although the value is there. Because I'm really nervous that this just gets punched in the face. So I think that was a sensible blitz. What I've not done a very good job of is protecting my isolated zombies. Partly because I fucked up the first turn. So this is still me fixing the problems that I created for myself in the first turn. I was just listening to the background, says Norley. I can't read that out, Norley. You know the rules. And this narrowness here is allowing the defence on this side to be this shape. So next turn I want to go and get a bit wider. A little bit wider, a little bit larger. I think that's the blitz. But I'm not being given a wolf blitz again. Oh, we're going here, aren't we? Yeah, we've not gone wider and fluffier. We've gone narrower and thinner. Narrower and thinner. And I'm going to end up with no cage corner. It's a bit wider. Tip to tip, this is definitely wider than it was, right? Whether or not that's a good thing, I don't know. But having done no damage to any elf, screening is now a problem. And if I don't get forward soon, we're going to have a problem. Doing what on purpose? The lack of width. Oh, no. So I think, yeah, the flesh golem into here, push, and try and stand and create an N shape here and bully. Because if I can't go wider, I'm going to have to just sort of bulldoze my way through. And this was a way I thought I could get some yardage here. I think the guard could have been there. Yeah, I think the guard could be there. Although I'm really conscious that the Wrestle Witch doesn't just dive in and cause me all sorts of problems. Yeah, but the right thing to do was blitz at the back of the cage. Alright, I will be more specific, Witchcraft. We're now down players. If the witch... This is your weak point, and this is where I want to go through next. It's annoying. Can't rely on to get through here. We can't rely on to get through there. There is no dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even blitzing here to push this north now doesn't help me because I've gone and filled my own squares in. This needed to be a sidestep piece to go there. No, that wouldn't help me either. Never mind. Yeah, this offensive drive, I've really struggled with this drive. This drive has not gone well. That zombie should have been there to protect the flesh golem on the back. If the zombie goes there, then he can't do unpleasant things here. And this turn, we've now got chevrons. So we... This is really not very nice. Yeah. Complete space denial. All I'm saying is what you say now is on the internet forever. No. Right, so we're now in scoring range, but one thing I should be aiming to try and do here is probably split the wolves. So I need to have battering rammed my way in a bit, but the wolves need to be split so that I can hand off to either of them, and they're scoring threats in their own right, while at the same time they're not being back cage corners, because ultimately this is the same scoring threat. So Jim doesn't have to consider this at all. So wolf probably goes over here somewhere. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. There's consequences of not scoring. Any removals at all. Are all of the quarterfinals being played on 6th? Yes, they are. So, with the gap, which was a really annoying smart addition, if you'd not put the gap in and I rolled a POW here, we could have pushed it behind. It would have been level with a player and I could have just 4+ jumped over. But because we didn't find the POW, he put the space in, even finding the POW didn't help me. So I now need 4+ dodge, 4+ dodge, 3+ dodge. Which is not great. So 4 dodge with a reroll, 4 dodge with a reroll, 3 dodge
Only
with a
a
reroll.
cynical man would call what these people have lives, Wayne.
Hello, Iron Cynic. So, probably the strongest of the 2 defences so far. In fact, we've had 3 defensive. Hang on. We've had 3 defensive drives. I think that's the strongest defensive drive we've seen. So we had best defensive drive from Jim. I think my offense in the last drive was not this one. The first one was pretty good, and the Dakar was probably the middle one. So anti 1 turn. This is not an anti 1 turn. This is an absolute car crash of a disaster of a thing. This zombie is completely misplaced and should be here, and then we should have ones here and here. Because by being here, we were allowing some chain pushing. So this was a really poor decision point from me. And then changing whether bounces the ball out of the field. So the ball is now teleported to the scoring threat. So 2D into 2D, looking for a push, finds the push. Now we'll be able to find the push. Thankfully doesn't find it, so it was 55, it's 80% to find that push then. And then you can push this guy. If you get the first push, it's still possible. And he's got a free player, so I think this is a foul. Sent off, but not sent off. A turnover. So, I've scored my drive. If Jim doesn't score, he's out. We're now playing for all marbles. This is an all marbles show. Now, we've seen the Dakar happen in the last game. So, are we going to see another Dakar? I don't want to see an easy 1 dodge off the line of scrimmage Dakar. So if we put guard, 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 the line of scrimmage is pretty well defended. And I decide I've got an N shape, which is nice, but I've got these 2 spare zombies I don't know what to do with. So I put them there. On reflection, it's not really good. I don't think Jim's going to be pushing for a quick score. But he does still set up for the Dakar, so he's got 3 chances at snaking. Gets a free reroll. And I've left a free hit on a zombie. Not great. However, this is now not a Dakar, right? Straight away I look at this and go, ooh, this is something different. We're now seeing not a Dakar. This not a Dakar could suit me. And what I want to try and do is create pressure on the line elves wherever possible. Not so bothered about positionals. Do want to pressure the line elves. Want to try and put pressure on those rerolls. So we need to defend from that point, anchor that point, and blitz this guy. This is probably one of the few turns where I think having the flesh golems slightly wider, certainly on this side, would be advantageous. So flesh golem can go in there, and you probably need to commit the other wraith in there as well. And then we can stick players across the side here. And then I'm tagging 1, 2, 3, 4 of the line elves, and another one there, 5. And maybe we can start burning and putting pressure on him. Because if he blows one of the rerolls straight away, then we might be able to pressurize him into some other uncomfortable plays slightly later down the line. So we're now playing a down player. And this looks like a conscious choice from our opponent, where in the first game he really struggled to get forward because of the Daka. This time there is now a very conscious effort to push forwards considerably, and this is okay if we can then turn this pressure into, there's a pressure on line elf, doesn't re-roll it, so we just get the armor break. If we can turn this pressure into something consistent, so pause for a second and have a look at the board state. Where are we? What are we doing? There is a 4+ dodge, 3+ dodge, to then come back in again and try and surf the ball. So not actually insane. 4-3 with a reroll, or with 2 rerolls, and then you do need to find 3-3. So it's 4-3, 3-3 to push the ball into the crowd, which might be good enough. You can look at that and say, am I going to get better than that at some point later down the line? Don't know at this stage. So I looked at it for a little while and said, I don't want to take it, but it is there. I'll acknowledge it. I think the better thing to do is probably take the hits we've got on the table here and try and blitz down one of these two and put pressure into just sort of splitting the elves up. This guy can come across, we can run this guy over. I'll take the wolf hit, we'll take probably the wraith hit actually, to keep the wolf and the wraith marked. And then we'll send the ball carrier and one of the wolves over here. However, this turn, we rolled like shit. I remember this turn and went, oh, we didn't knock anything over. Oh dear. He says, finding a pal. Yeah, the wraith should be swinging here. Because if the wraith hits, I can block north and right, and then the ghoul can come away. But I went for greediness, and greediness got me into trouble. Because that then commits the wraith, the flesh golem as well. And costs me a reroll. Yuck. And now disincentivizes the flesh golem in the top right-hand corner from the throwing the block. Yeah, this was not a good turn from me. Should have been slightly less greedy and then had a much better position. The age is getting to you, Andy. You can get help, you know. I can get help for being old. Really? I doubt it. So, turn 11, the Dark Elves are charging forward. There's not a lot we can do to stop it. It's okay. And this turn, he's done a nice solid sideline cage. There is still pressure on the Dark Elves at the back. And I think if Jim just tags, like, for example, just says, oh, I'm going to just tag out this flesh golem for a turn. He's tagged out this flesh golem. He's tagged out this flesh golem. If this guy come round here, yes, there's a surf on the table, but I'm not taking the surf. And you're denying me pieces for a turn or two with elves that don't really matter. And you're keeping, he's done a good job of keeping all the actual annoying elves back here. And I'm having to blitz way, way away from the ball because I need my positionals back. He's got his positionals around the ball. I don't have my positionals around the ball. And that's there is harder to counter. Get a removal, but it cost me a flesh golem for a turn. I'm not taking the surf. Who are you and what have you done with AndyDavo? I know. So, Jim now has a choice. He can now play into this area down here with a limited number of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or he can try and loop all the way around the top. And he's chosen to go around the top, which is interesting. It does bring the Dark Elf, the Lion Elves into play, but it's very much a commitment to being able to score down my right flank. I'm telling you, the man doesn't remember who he is. I remember. We've had a raid. Ron Windu. Welcome. Welcome, Ron Windu. And fans. How are you? Thank you for the raid. I'm just replay casting my the final game.
Brand new banger.
Thank you for the follow. Wowzers. One raid, one follow. Beautiful.
Just followed.
Is it Macy's younger brother? Mace Ron Windu. What? Oh, so you're assuming that Windu is the surname. I see. You're good. You got victory in your mass with Andy. I get it, Ajax. Shush now. Mace Windu. Nice.
Brand new banger.
Kindred says, I see a lot of elves struggle to get through. Yeah.
Simonicum just followed.
Hey, new followers. Welcome. This is the round of 16 for those of you just following now. This is also for the All Marble World Cup. Sorry, this is for the All Marble. This game is for all the marbles, and I'm currently winning, although if this goes to a draw, then we have a third game. And I am... This is for 400 euros, this game. So, cunning chain pushing here. I thought, if I pause for a second, he's got two choices. He can bounce this guy out, which isn't quite out, or he can bounce this guy out that does then escape. I really like this play, where he uses a T-shape to push a blitzer out and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and be stood in here. And then if you then are going to... You don't follow that up. I think, no, sorry, you do follow that up. And then you're looking to 3+ this guy out, and then 3+ this guy out. In fact, probably just 3+ this guy, or leave him alone, because they're actually causing me a problem. They're basing my positionals at a time where I need my positionals being positionally over here. Yeah, I think you might well have just left that in, because it'd be far more problematic. See, I would have said uncomfortable, but I've been told off for that already today. Finds the POW. Don't follow. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blitz and push this guy up here, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to have to dodge the wolf. This wolf definitely needs to dodge, because I'm going to need it. I need my positionals back. Jim does have an option to go back round the other side. So with one reroll blown, that should not have been the last dodge. That should have just been left there and accepting that being stood on your feet in that square is way better than being lying on your feet. Oh shit. Being KO'd in that square. Yeah, I should have just been stood there. Yes, it is. Every year, Nacon are currently running a Blood Bowl 3 World Cup. The team list gets expanded by at least 4 teams every season, every year. And there is normally a cash prize. There has been last year, or there was last year. There is this year. And if you can get through to the final 8, you win 400 euros. If you can get through to the final, you win 1,500 euros. you also get the covetous prize of being the best player in Blood Bowl 3 for a year. So Jim deploying his last reroll into that, I think that was wise. And I do think that I'm probably not stopping this score now. With one of the Wolves KO'd and the other one based, we have got too much to do. I couldn't see an interesting play then, and I don't think there's an interesting one on the table now. I think he's just outplayed me in this particular drive. I have not been able to find a solution. So I was actually considering holding on to the final reroll here and thinking about the one turn. And with 2 elves down, he's only going to have to defend with 10. Run window. What were you raiding, by the way? What were you playing? OWA for the entire game, or were you streaming other stuff as well? And he can stall this out now. So, there is no rerolls on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a 3+ for fishing a POW for finding a 2D uphill to surf the ball. And I think it's probably better odds than the 1 turn. So now I'm actually going, well, you commit the reroll to this. It's a 3, 2, 2. And then another 3 to find the first push. And then about a 30% to not find a skull or a both down. But if I find all of those, we could probably win the game and therefore win the tournament at the tie. Blow the reroll on the annoying dodge, find the push. So now we need to not roll a skull or both down. You silly sausage. Unless we can find an unlikely 1 turn, we are now going to go through to a final set. And the answer is no, we can't. We now pick the ball up. So, final game is going to be AndyDavo versus Jimmy Fantastic, match number 3.